for the nation Nigeria and also the emancipation of the sovereign state of one of the most intelligent black nation in Nigeria, that is Biafra. I'm very sorry if I'm talking about Biafra and people are angry that I'm talking about Biafra. I'm very sorry. Most times we don't have a choice to talk about these things because it is of much more importance to us, much more importance to us. We are talking about the Southeast governors coming together to ask for the release of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Southeast governors coming together to ask for his release. This is one of the things that many people have been clamoring for. But as we speak, most Southeasterners don't believe that these governors are genuine in their quest for Nnamdi Kanu's release. We all know that Nnamdi Kanu being released will be a threat to their governance in the Southeast. Nnamdi Kanu is a non-state actor, and a non-state actor commands influence, and that influence is going to, yes, affect the administration of these governors. So there are many people from the Southeast, many Igbos are saying, these guys that are coming for emergency meeting, asking for release of Nnamdi Kanu at this point in time, are they sincere? Are they genuine? Should they be trusted? Do they have this guy at heart? Do they really want Nnamdi Kanu to come out of the detention? There are so many factors that we want to factorize concerning the meeting yesterday. Although it is good news for lovers of freedom, it's good news for supporters of Nnamdi Kanu. It is good news that every Dick and Harry is now fighting for his release. It is good news. But beyond that, let's look at some of the things that we are concerned about. There is a tweet, there is a message, there's something I read on social media, and some guys in the Southwest have been attacking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, asking him not to release Nnamdi Kanu, that if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu president would be a one-term president. That's the threat. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu releases Nnamdi Kanu, then some guys from the Southwest are saying that then they are going to prove to him that he's going to spend only 1 year there. That means most people from the Southwest don't want Nnamdi Kanu to leave that dungeon. They like it the way he is being incarcerated. They want him because he's fighting for freedom. They don't want Biafra to be free. They don't want the Igbos to leave the country. They don't want anybody to fight for freedom because they supposedly think they are benefiting from Nigeria. That is the Southwest. They supposedly think that they are benefiting from Nigeria. That's why some guys from the Southwest are saying we don't want President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, because if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, then he's going to be a one-term president. There are threats being thrown at President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the North. We know that the North, they are only certain. They don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Wadume, that kidnapped kingpin that killed soldiers and police officers, was released. Abba Kyari was released. Mieti Alalida was released. These are people that oversaw the decimation of lives and properties in the North. These people contributed to the insecurity in the North. They contributed to the instability, the loss of lives and properties. They terrorized the Nigerian state and they have become a menace. The Sultan of Sokoto said that it would take decades for bandits or banditry to end in the North. This is a traditional ruler, a Muslim head in Nigeria that's experienced. The federal government had it in mind to release these guys that have caused so much havoc to the Nigerian state, that the Nigerian government has spent billions of naira restructuring the North because of what these guys have caused. They released Wadume, they released Mieti Alalida, they released Abba Kyari. Boko Haram leaders and some of their fighters are being released, and worse off, they are being admitted into the Nigerian army. But here is a man that is fighting for the justice of a people that have been impoverished, that it is clear to everybody that these guys, there's a deliberate attack on the state of Biafra, or Biafrans, or Igbos, Southeasterners, whatever you're going to call them. There's a deliberate attack on them. Southwesterners, inclusive, joining the North, carrying these all sort of assaults on the Southeast, knowing that they benefit from the national cake, and they're okay with that. Like I said the other time, in a Twitter space, somebody was telling the Southerners, the South, that is, if there's anything like South, telling the South that don't join the Igbos, don't join these guys and say you are fighting for Biafra, because when they get Biafra, they are going to treat you the way Russia is treating Ukraine. These guys are bitter over the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They are very, very bitter. They are not comfortable with Nnamdi Kanu's release at all. They are not comfortable. They don't see it as a necessity. But little do they know that Nnamdi Kanu's release is going to bring light. Nigeria as a country has failed. Yes, that is sure. You left out one of the most important people, part of the country, from the running, the day-to-day running of the affairs of the Nigerian entity. You left the Igbos out, and you expect Nigeria to experience development. Look at it, Dangote. Dangote is crying to the high heavens. Dangote has become obedient. He has become one of the obedient guys. He is behaving like Peter Obi, who is criticizing the government. Dangote is crying and saying that you people want to cripple my business with your policies. Tinubu wants to cripple my business with your policies. Igbos will complain, criticize, and nobody listens. They are offering solutions to the country, nobody listens, but yet they want them to still remain in the country. The Southeastern governors have been calling, they call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Some guys in the Southwest is saying that if Tinubu releases Nnamdi Kanu, he's going to be a one-term president. That means they are not going to vote him or support him come 2027. I've said it before, your votes don't count. If Tinubu wants to muzzle himself into power, he will do so because Nigerians are docile. Your threats will mean an amount to nothing. The reason why I'm reflecting on your post, on what you wrote on social media, is because of the hatred, the bigotry that is moving from one generation to another, and it is worse at this point in time for the Igbo man. And I'm an Igbo man, so I must speak up. I know how the media works. I was born and bred in the Southwest, in Lagos. I went to school of journalism. I've gotten myself involved in media, one or two things. I understand how the media works. The Southwest, they are very good at using the media to take home their point. They are very good at politics. They are very good at making sure that they use a certain kind of media tactic to achieve their aim. And I understand that. So we need to speak against such statements, that if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu releases Nnamdi Kanu, he's going to be a one-term president. It is just all about hatred. But beyond that, whether President Tinubu is a one-term president or not, what is sure is that Nnamdi Kanu must be released. It's not a threat. It is an assignment that needs to be fulfilled. If not, there are consequences. Just like Pharaoh in Egypt, there are consequences of holding down Nnamdi Kanu. Somebody says, if you hold somebody down, you are down. Holding one man is just tantamount to not making progress. I don't know whether we understand that. So the Southeast governors have come out to say, please, we are going to meet the president. Former President Obasanjo was part of the delegation that, yes, decided that they are going to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, have a meeting with him, so as to facilitate the release of Nnamdi Kanu, which is very, very important at this point in time. But here we are. We don't trust the Southeast governors because when you look at it point blank, look at it very well, the release of Nnamdi Kanu is not going to favor these governors. Like I said, the insecurity in the Southeast would favor some political players. We have political juggernauts in the Southeast, the Okorochas, the Uzodimas, and what have you, the Umahis or what have you, the Ojis or Kalus, the Ifeanyi Ubahs, that are benefiting from the insecurity in the state. We will talk how they are benefiting from it. But if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he says that within 2 minutes, the insecurity would be put to an end. That means those people perpetrating the crime are not, as we speak, IPOB, or there are some politicians that will be using IPOB, in quotes, criminal elements to perpetrate their crimes in the Southeast. Do these Southeast governors want peace in the Southeast? That is my question. Would they be able to tolerate a Nnamdi Kanu who we know that is outspoken and commands influence in the Southeast? A Nnamdi Kanu commands the respect of millions of Biafrans all over the world, both in Nigeria and out of Nigeria. A Nnamdi Kanu comes out to place a demand or makes a statement. People prefer to obey Nnamdi Kanu than the governors. So the question here is that these governors we are speaking about, do they really want Nnamdi Kanu to come out from that detention? Are they sincere by saying that let the government release Nnamdi Kanu? Because most of them have been accused of working against the progress of what this guy is fighting for. Most of them have been accused of planning his seizure from Kenya, whether it's rendition, whether it's kidnap, whatever you can put it. The governors have been fingered. So the same governors are the ones asking for release. Or is it because the pressure is much, so they want to be part of the show? When we have 50 lawmakers, some from the north, asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, so we governors should also follow suit. Are they just wanting to follow suit and be amongst the people that called for Nnamdi Kanu's release? Because maybe after he is released, it would be a shameful thing for them not to be part of those that were instrumental to Nnamdi Kanu's release. These are areas we are looking at. These are possibilities. These are possible outcomes that we are looking at. If you're watching, please, I'd like you to like the video and also contribute to this our discourse today. I talked about reactions to the move by Southeast governors demanding Nnamdi Kanu's release and also meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Some Southwesterners are saying that they will not support the president come 2027 if he releases Nnamdi Kanu. They are calling him a one-term president. They are joining the northern counterparts, calling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a one-term president. That means he's not going to get their support come 2023. So what I also said is, your votes don't count. Your votes don't count. It is the structure of criminality that counts in Nigeria. The structure that can manipulate any outcome in Nigeria that counts, not your votes. But it is the hatred I want to address, the hatred for the Igbo man. That is what I'm addressing. I'm not addressing whether somebody wants to make somebody one term governor. That is their business. But the hatred from the Igbo man is something else. It is becoming a behemoth, a demon. It's a demon. Bigotry is a demon that pastors cannot cast out. It is just God that will help our young people and Nigerians. Yes, I'm getting a reaction here, a comment. Chuck, thank you very much. I hope you've liked this video. Simon Ekpa said they did not gather to discuss release of Kanu. However, he said they gathered to discuss how to send another suicide bomber on him in Finland. Like I said, this emancipation, this agitation for Biafra does not benefit the powers that be, those that benefit from Nigeria. It does not, it is not in their interest. These ones are politicians. They don't have your interest at heart. Majority of the youth in the southeast want a Biafra, a separate country from Nigeria. But these politicians, these are not what they want. Being so-called, in quotes, elected by the people, they are not doing the bidding of the people. Instead, it is what interests them, their personal interest they are looking at. What they are interested in, that's what they are looking at. They are not interested in whatever you are saying, or whether the people want a Biafra or want Nnamdi Kanu out. So that's why they are not trusted as we speak. So their move to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is taken with kids' gloves. Hence, the Southwest does not want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. They want him to remain in detention. They want the Southeast to remain in Nigeria, because releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be a big point for the Biafran people and the Biafran nation. It's going to help spur, it's going to help push for more agitation and gaining more grounds on the emancipation of a people that have been relegated for many years in every sector, in every institution in Nigeria. Or is it that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is losing support from the North? Probably he wants to align with the Southeast and the South-South. Yes, he wants to align with the Southeast and the South-South. That's why you see from here to there, different people from the Southeast are calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What game is the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu trying to play? I'm looking at the possibilities behind all this call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. I'm looking at the motive behind all these calls for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Because these men all of a sudden are becoming lovers of the people, wanting to grant the people's requests. Is it because there's something that we don't know? There's something we don't know. You can see the governors, Southeast governors, cheered, if I would be correct, by Hope Uzodinma, who is termed an enemy of Biafrans, soliciting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Is that possible? Is that possible? Soliciting a Hope Uzodinma, soliciting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think that is possible? Or should we just fold our hands and watch and sit down, look and see how it unfolds? The pressure is much. I don't know. The pressure is much. The North are taking a stand. The North, they are working on the ground against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are working day and night to jeopardize his government because of the steps they have seen him taking. Regionalism, pardon for Igboho, and using Nnamdi Kanu to play chess, allowing people to speak out. The freedom of expression now is much more under Tinubu. People are calling out for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu much more than ever before. Since he was arrested, much more than ever before, people are just calling out for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafrans are speaking, calling out. Is it that President Tinubu wants to align with the South? Release Nnamdi Kanu and we'll get the support of the Southeasterners. Is it because of what the North is doing to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that makes Tinubu wants to release Nnamdi Kanu? We're asking questions, valid questions. What do you think? What do you think is behind the motive of this Southeast government? Because the one that has to do with these Southeast governors, I take it lightly. I don't take it serious. There must be a political standpoint. Because if Hope Uzodinma would ask for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he will put conditions. He and his co, they will put conditions, and these conditions will be, one of them will be that he should drop the agitation for Biafra. These are the conditions. You cannot say the federal government released Nnamdi Kanu in detention. In detention, he's in captivity, and you are dialoguing with him. It's not possible now. That won't be a dialogue. That would be condition. You are giving me a condition while in captivity, while in chains. There's no how the Nigerian government, the Nigerian position will not be that Nnamdi Kanu will drop the agitation before he is being released. There's no how. Whatever they try, that point must be there. That condition must be there. Because like I said, releasing Nnamdi Kanu is giving more light to Biafra. It's adding more fuel to the Biafran agitation. And it will come quickly if Nnamdi Kanu is released. So these guys know that the establishment is threatened. Their governments are threatened. Southeast governors, I mean. Because when there are people saying that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, they should form a coalition in the Southeast. They should form a bloc in the Southeast. Formidable bloc. When he's released, the first 3 months, don't say anything. Don't do anything. Just form alliances, strong alliances, with the aim of achieving the best thing for the Igbo man, with the aim of self-determination. Form strong alliances that no political game, no political dynasty can break. If it's released the first 3 months, he form alliances. He fish out people that are been working against the move for emancipation of the Southeasterners. After the alliance, within 1 year, IPOB is formidable. After being formidable, you take your move, and it is Vaula. We are in Disneyland. We are in the place that God has prepared for the Jews of Africa. Yes, that is what these governors don't want. They don't want him to be released. Forget what these people are doing. When you look at their body language, they are just doing so just for righteousness' sake, to fulfill all righteousness. And Uzodinma will allow Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Then we will know who kidnapped or who seized or who renditioned him or who carried him from Kenya to Nigeria. All these things will be exposed. Those former governors and current governors will be exposed. Those players that are committing atrocities will be exposed. Then the breeze will blow and Faonyash will now open. So these are the things these governors want. So when they release Nnamdi Kanu, will come out and expose them. Do you think that they really want Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Somebody that comes out and when he speaks, everybody listens. When the governor speaks, they don't listen to the governor. They rather listen to Nnamdi Kanu than the governor. Is this the man that the Southeast governors want to be released from detention or from the dungeon of the DSS? Are they really fighting? Are they really from their heart, conscience, fighting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu? We have 2 APC governors there, APC Uzodinma, APC Ebonyi. We have 1 PDP, that is Mba. We have 1 Labour Party and 1 ABGA. Look at. And IPOB will have prominence if Nnamdi Kanu is released. And these parties will be threatened. Their structures will be threatened. They will be threatened from the grassroots to the top if Nnamdi Kanu is released. I'm looking at the consequences of Nnamdi Kanu's release to these Southeast governors that are calling for his release. I'm not looking at what the Southwesterners are saying that they are threatening President Tinubu, that if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, he's going to be a one-term president. He's not going to return as president. They will withdraw their support for him. If I want to address that, I will tell the Yorubas or the Southwesterners and those that have that mindset. So I know it is not all Southwesterners that have that mindset. Very few of them are creating a bad image for the Yoruba nation. Very few of them. And those that are still Yoruba should not keep quiet and let these people destroy and dent their image as Yoruba, because highest, the Yoruba president will rule for 8 years, because that's what they see Tinubu as, a Yoruba president, not a Nigerian president. That's why somebody can open his mouth and tell you, go to your state, as if you are not operating a federation. So they are threatening the Yoruba president that if you release Nnamdi Kanu, we will not support you. Like it was the Southwest's vote that brought Tinubu to power. As if it was the Southwest vote that brought Tinubu to power. I don't understand. It wasn't the Southwest vote that brought Tinubu to power. It was a Northern vote that brought Tinubu to power. He lost He lost in Lagos, his stronghold, despite all the fact that they tried to cut and join, cut and join, cut and join, cut and join. Upon all the cut and join, they were not able to get a figure that would defeat the Labour Party. Someone that lost in Abuja. So if they say he's a one-term president, that is their problem. But it is not the Southwestern and the Southwest votes that will get Tinubu to power come 2027. It is not the Southwest votes. Because if there's a coalition within the North and East, Tinubu is not returning. If there's an agreement, which I doubt so, there can be agreement with their politicians. But voters agreeing, the South is the South, agreeing with the North against the Southwest is something that I see that might not be possible at this very point in time. Might not be possible. So it is not the Southwest votes that brought in Tinubu. So somebody saying that he's a one-term president, that's his problem. If they not say he's a one-term president, you can look at that. You can look at the coalition, because the Southeast is already determined. The Southeast vote and the South-South vote, as we speak, is already determined. If there's an election 2027, if there is an election 2027, it's already determined who is going to win, who they are going to vote for. Already predictive. It is just the North and the Southwest. So if the Southeast aligns with the North, Southwest have nothing, because that's what the Southwest have been doing over time, aligning with the North against the Southeast. So that's their saying, if you release Nnamdi Kanu, the Southwest will not stop him from getting into power 2027. It is the North and the Southeast that can stop him. That's why he's going to play his game very well in the North. That's why I have a Shehu Sani, who was speaking against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now he's speaking for the president. They are repositioning some Northerners that will help them leverage the votes in the North come 2027. So it is very important to note that we should be concerned about the Southeast governors and their intention. The Southeast governors and their intention. I, for one, I don't believe that they are really doing this for the sake of Nnamdi Kanu to be released. And we know that IPOB, the mandate is come out with Biafra. The mandate to Nnamdi Kanu is come out with Biafra or nothing. So will you tell me that these Southeast governors are not going to give Nnamdi Kanu condition of him getting out of that place? So you can come out and still continue Biafra. Is that what they are going to tell him? No, they are not going to tell him that. They don't wish that he continues Biafra. They wish that he continues in Nigeria and stay in Nigeria. That is what they wish. It is very important for us to open our eyes and see the intentions of these governors. I care less whether Ohaneze is calling for Nnamdi Kanu's release. I care less whether the governors are calling for Nnamdi Kanu's release. I care less whether El-Rufai or whether Shegumi is calling for Nnamdi Kanu's release. I'm concerned about the emancipation of the Biafran people. I am concerned about that, the emancipation of the Biafran people. That is my concern. I'm not concerned about whether the North, they are angry that Tinubu released Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not concerned about whether the Southwest, they are angry that Tinubu is going to release Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not concerned about whether it is the South that will be angry if Nnamdi Kanu is going to get released. I'm concerned about how should this project come into fruition. I'm also looking at another point, and that point is, since the North has taken a stand against Tinubu repairing the bridges with the South and the Southeast by releasing Nnamdi Kanu might work, according to some people. Okay, release this guy, release Nnamdi Kanu, and the Southeast will support you. The South will support you. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Probably that is what we are seeing today. That is what may be in the minds of these people, because all of a sudden you see people crawling from their hole, coming to speak about Nnamdi Kanu, that it should be released. Maybe that is what's going to happen. But we know there are moves to assassinate Simon Ekpa. Ohaneze don't want Simon Ekpa alive. The Southeast governors don't want Simon Ekpa alive. Some politicians in Igbo land don't want Simon Ekpa alive. So if you don't want Simon Ekpa alive, how do you want to release Nnamdi Kanu? How does that sound? How does that correlate? You don't want Simon Ekpa alive, but you want to release Nnamdi Kanu. Does that really make sense? You are putting a bounty on Simon Ekpa's head, but you want to release Nnamdi Kanu. AB Waneri says, I will advise Nnamdi Kanu to leave Nigeria country soon as he's released, therein organized properly with the outside elites on how to achieve this agitation to conquer the Biafra nation. So we are moving to this point. If Nnamdi Kanu is released, what is your advice? What do you think he should do if he is released? Should he continue with the agitation? But let's look at this also. Nnamdi Kanu, this is my opinion. My opinion is not binding on you. I'm just giving my opinion. You look at it, you also derive your own opinion from the thing we are doing here today. The governors, the president, the nation, the state, Nigeria, will never leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without a condition. And top amongst the condition is that there will be no pressure on the Nigerian state as concerning Biafra. Top of the condition is that there will be no pressure on the Nigerian state as concerning Biafra. Shekina. Because if I'm the president of, even though it's an Igbo man that is the president, would you want an agitation to destabilize my government? No, they will not want it. Most of them don't like the Biafran thing. They are just forcing themselves. Most of them don't like these Igbo people and their freedom and their emancipation. They don't like it. They're just pretending. When an Igbo man is succeeding, some guys, some other tribes, they hate it. With their blood and spirit, they hate it. They feel so bad that an Igbo man is succeeding. They feel so bad. If an Igbo man is excelling, they feel so bad. That's one of the reason why I'm calling for this country to be balkanized, so that everybody will go and, I don't know how to put it. The country should be divided so that everybody will go and achieve their self-determination. Yes, discover themselves. Yes, that's the word. Everybody will go and discover themselves. The Igbo man will discover himself. The Yoruba man will discover himself. The Hausa will discover themselves. If they want to stay with the Fulani, they are the ones that know they can continue with the Fulani and stay. Then Nigeria will be a better. Who will now remain in Nigeria? I don't know, because I know for real that if Biafra goes, the Yorubas will not want to stay with the North. They know. They are just claiming they are their friends, that they are political allies. It's because of the interest they have. The Yorubas will not want to stay with the North. In fact, this country might divide into 6 or 7 places. But the current people in charge of the current structure don't want it like that. That is why we don't believe our Southeast governors, that they are sincere in what they are doing or what they are saying. So what's your advice to Nnamdi Kanu if he's released? Because I believe by August, Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released. I believe. I'm not putting it to anybody. From the handwriting on the wall, I see Nnamdi Kanu released this year. From the handwriting on the wall, I see Nnamdi Kanu released this year. And what my fears is that if he's being released, is he under a condition? Would it be told to pipe low? You can continue agitation, but please pipe low. Don't make it obvious. What's your advice? Is it that these governors are standing as shorties, traditional rulers in the Southeast standing as shorties? Lawmakers from the Southeast are standing as shorties for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Is it what is obtainable? Because by August, unfailingly, the sun will begin to set from the Southeast by August. Somebody will call it delusional. They will say all sorts of things and everything. How far that the Biafran IPOB thing have come, would you still call it delusional? How far people have been able able to bring the consciousness of this great country into the minds of Biafra. Will you call it delusional? I know some people are angry that we are talking about Biafra. Well, you can also talk about Oduduwa, you can talk about Arewa. These are nations, great nations. Because we being together, we are limiting ourselves, we are limiting our potentials for the fact that there's hatred amongst us. There's tribalism. Religion has separated us. There's bigotry. So being together would stop us from achieving what we are destined to achieve as Yorubas, as Igbos, as Hausas. Because the younger generation now, the hatred is just so much. The bigotry is just too much. There was a lady there was a page on Twitter that asked Igbo young ladies, beautiful ladies, to post their pictures. One Yoruba lady with this tribal mark posted a picture on that Igbo page. See how some Yoruba people came attacking her for identifying with people that they said they are one. They are one. They attacked her, they rained curses on her and said all sorts of things, wishing her bad. This is the country that you people are saying will be better in Jesus' name. The country that people are saying that by God's grace we shall. No. You people should open your eyes and tell yourself the truth. Mr. Jackson Marina says, thanks, my brother, for your good work. Keep it up. God bless you for your good work. Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson Marina. And we have as many that we have here. Very, very important. Wow. You want to support me, Mr. Marina? Yes, God bless you. Chuck says, the activities of Biafra Liberation Army is making them very, very jittery. And once Biafra is declared, what will happen? Candy Chazo says you are doing. Please let's contribute to this program, and also I'd like you to be part and support what we're doing here today. Candy Chazo says you are doing. Please let's contribute. Some people saying 2nd of December, that's when we are going to be having this Biafra thing. Me, I'm looking at Nnamdi Kanu's release at this point in time, and the South is governors. Do we trust what they are saying? Are they saying it because they love Nnamdi Kanu? Or they're just saying because they're just for saying sake? Are they saying because they love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or they are saying it for saying sake? Please, if Nnamdi Kanu is released, what do you advise that he does after he's released? Candy Chazo says you are doing a good job. God bless you. And also, Daxi Marina, I say all we need is Biafra. Yes. Like I said, the country Nigeria is polarized, is divided along tribal, ethnic, and religious lines. That is why we want a separate country called Biafra. Mr. Jackson Marina, that is my account. Support what we're doing because we are taking risks. What we are doing is not easy. What we are doing, it takes brave people that will do such. When I decided to start speaking about the Biafra nation is when I saw, like what Shore said, the hatred people have for this Igbo man. And I'm an Igbo man. I'm IPOB, Independent People of Biafra. Like it's been said, you are from the southeast. If you are Oduduwa, OPC, Oduduwa is a nation. Sunday Igboho fought for Oduduwa. So some people call themselves OPC and politicians identify with them. OPC. There's a group called Arewa. Arewa is a nation. Arewa Consultative Forum. So what is wrong with me associating myself? What is wrong? You get me? What is wrong? There's nothing. So I hope that these people are sincere. I hope that the conditions they are going to give him is not telling Nnamdi Kanu to stop agitating for Biafra, because Nnamdi Kanu knows that he cannot come out of that place and tell us that he's going to stop the agitation, or he's going to keep mute and not explain to us, because now Biafra is much more bigger than any person. When Ojukwu stopped, somebody rose, Wazirike rose, and we thought that that was the end. The lackadaisical attitude of our former leader, is an Igbo man, Wazirike, it ended. We thought that he had caved in. We thought that everything has died down. They removed history in school so that we'll not read about the Biafran thing and what happened during the war. Now, we never knew that somebody else, deadlier, more strategic, more tactical, is going to rise in the person of Nnamdi Kanu. And this is the man that has broken records upon records. One of the most peaceful agitations in the world. IPB has gotten one of the most peaceful agitations in the world, and everything you have, IPB has broken that record. It is also to note that if Nnamdi Kanu comes out of detention, he knows that he should not drop Biafran agitation. He knows. Nobody should tell him. He knows. Because Biafra is bigger than him. Biafra was before him and his great-grandfathers, and those that will come, and his great-great-great-grandfathers. Biafra has been existing. So it is not one person that will come and tell a whole nation that has been divinely orchestrated by God that is going to stop what? You is like a relay race. If Nnamdi Kanu is tired, he should drop the baton. He knows very well, that he should not accept any condition by the Southeast governors of saying that he should stop Biafra, stop the agitation. Then why are we here? What's the need? We have been explaining, telling the government the injustice in the system. They keep on having deaf ear. They don't rate anybody. They are all about their friends in the top. Whether you're Igbo Hausa and Yoruba, they are at the top echelon. They are at the top there, looting the country, doing all sorts without any kind of intervention from anybody. They are doing that without any kind of intervention. So when there's a protest, they bring tribalism. So that's the more reason why, okay, the people are divided. They cannot stand and fight for their right. They cannot stand and hold the government accountable because they are divided. So that division, let it come and let everybody go their separate ways. So when we are in the Southeast, someone will not tell me because I'm from this or that. We all come together. We'll be more bonded. We'll not be as divided as I am an Igbo, somebody is a Fulani, and we are coming to protest against a Fulani, or I'm Igbo, somebody is Yoruba, and we are coming to protest against a supposed Yoruba president. You know that it seems the country is caged. There's nothing like development that we can get. There's no way out, because this bigotry and tribalism is what will destroy the country eventually. Everybody is securing their territory in a federal system. Somebody will tell you that don't vote in this state. In a federal system, that state you built your house, you're born there because you're from another like origin, your state of origin, or you're an Igbo. Let's use Lagos for example, because yes, this is the former capital of Lagos. You're born and bred in Lagos. During the election, because you are Igbo, someone will tell you that you will not vote, go back to your father's land. We are operating a democracy. We are operating a federal system. The constitution says you can vote and be voted for wherever you find yourself. But some people are insisting, go back to your place. That means the division of the country is taking place and we don't know it. So let's us help everybody. Hukuma, divide everything. Then everybody find their way to your father's land. If you want to say seize people houses and businesses. That is another topic for another day. Another topic for another day. I see some people come online and say all sort of rubbish. That's another topic for another day. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. We'll cross it. Like I said in my former broadcast, the Nigerian army is asking the South African counterpart to support them in their fight against terrorism and also these Biafran guys. And I said, please, South Africa, know that Biafrans are fighting a legitimate fight because of the injustice, lack of there's no fairness, there's no equity. That's why they are fighting. So don't get involved in a crisis that you will regret later, because when Biafra comes into place, there will be severe international relations with South Africa. So when the Southwest wants to play funny games because Nigeria is dividing, and you start doing all those pogroms that happened in the 1960s where Igbos were killed while fleeing and everything, blah, blah, blah. Because at this point in time, it's a different kind of fight or warfare or whatever. It's a different game entirely. Everybody is going to face the music at home. We're not praying for war. We're just saying you can't carry out things just on a people and you expect them to be quiet. No. You can't deprive me of my right as a human being, right to life, right to choice, right to choice of religion, worship, right to freedom of expression, freedom of movement, right to defense. You cannot deprive me of that right and expect me to keep silent. It is not possible. You cannot attack a particular race, a tribe, and you expect nothing. They just look at you. You cannot do so. Everybody has their flaws. The Igbos have their flaws. The Yoruba have their flaws. They also have their flaws. But because of some little thing, politicians would capitalize on that thing and want to denigrate a whole tribe, especially the Fulani. Because of the Igbo and their resilience, the Fulani are not having their headway in the south. Because the Igbo man, they know they agree. One ni gra gra. Agidi lo ambe. One ni agidi gan. They know they agree. Igbo men are resilient. They are defiant. They have strong head. That's why this Fulani game of Islamization or whatever, caliphate or whatever, grazing route or wherever, or those pastures, water reserve, will not have its fruition because of the Igbo man has taken a stand, and that stand stands. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Jackson Maria, Mr. Raphael Ilomudio. Yes, Chidera Christian, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I know you can support what we're doing. We're getting more content across to you. We are enlightening the people. We are enlightening the people. They will know that there are people from the Southeast that know, there are young people like us that carry this Biafra for head. They will know. They will know. The propaganda, the media trial and everything, the castigation, the stigma being put. No, this generation, we are not going to take it. We are going to take from where our people stopped. We are not going to make mistakes our people made. We are going to make sure we propagate the gospel of Biafra in a way whereby everybody is seen as a human being. Everybody is seen as a human being, not you now see your fellow human being as an animal. Imagine soldiers will go to a region unprovoked, they start killing people. They start killing people, start destroying people. Yes, Mr. Charles White. Yes, well done. Thank you. Chidera Christian, I love what you just said. Sleep in Nigeria and wake up in Biafra. Raphael Ilomudio say, like me, one Biafra is a religion and identity. Somebody told me that it will be impossible. It will be impossible because we have intermarried. We intermarried with each other. We are building houses here and there. Igbos are everywhere. It will be impossible for you to have Biafra. If you conduct a referendum, most people don't want to leave Nigeria. My answer was Russia and Ukraine. They have cultural ties. In fact, they are intertwined. Russia and Ukraine. But there's a country called Russia. There's another one called Ukraine. Two separate countries. That answers the question. Do referendum now. You'll be surprised that some people really don't want this project because the project is limiting their destiny, is destroying their future. You know, please help me. Let's like and like. God bless you if you're watching. God bless you if you're watching. Please like and also help us share and contribute to the program. Do you believe the Southeast governors? Do you trust what they are doing? Are they sincere? Do you think that they really want Nnamdi Kanu to be released? We know that other people don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. The North don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. The South, West, some people from the South want Nnamdi Kanu to be released, but the Southwest don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Do you think that these governors coming together to say they are going to meet Tinubu, do you think that they really want Nnamdi Kanu to be released for the purpose of Biafra or for the purpose of giving him conditions? That's the question. I'd like to get your reactions. For the purpose of giving conditions, do you think that's the reason why they want to, so that it will not disturb them? Or is it because there's pressure from international communities? Is it because there's pressure from so many people to release Nnamdi Kanu? Is it because there's so many speculations? Is it because Tinubu want to build an alliance with the Southeast to release their favorite guy and get support from him come 2007, so that in case they not want to, through their grassroots, want to mobilize against him with the votes and everything? Because remember, he won the elections through northern votes last time. And you know the Southeast is already resolute. They don't like anything APC. Forget what their governments are doing. Forget the manipulation. They don't like anything APC. Even the South, APC, they are not. So probably he wants to build a bridge between him and the Southeast politicians so that they can get his support 2027 by releasing Nnamdi Kanu. So what do you think? Are they sincere? Raf Ilomudio says they are joking with Biafrans, but peace day, when it's just a matter of time, you will hear from Biafrans. Charles White says, why wait until now? All is just propaganda. Yes, I think so. I'm with you, Mr. Charles White, that all is just propaganda. Mr. Okuoji, God bless you. Frequent viewer, referendum isn't needed at this time. We are declaring Biafra on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why is it that the government, they are fidgeting? They are afraid of a Biafra that will be declared. Simple Biafra declared. We are not fighting. Those that stay in Lagos can stay in Lagos or go back to Southeast if the hatred is that as much as that. We want to preserve our identity, culture, and heritage. Being part of Nigeria is destroying our identity, culture, and heritage. We want to preserve the heritage of the Igbo man, of Biafra and Biafrans. That is one of the reasons why me, personally, I'm in support of a separate state. Preserving the heritage, the identity, and the culture of the Igbo man. I'm very interested with that. Preserving. If Nigeria will not preserve, if Nigeria will limit our potential and destiny, then why being part of Nigeria? Why being part of Nigeria? If Nigeria will limit you. Prince Water says their intention is well known to them. For me, Biafra is coming, if not now, then certainly later. Nothing can stop something that's been designed, something that is an ideology, especially an ideology in the hands of an Igbo man. When they said that they should not radicalize the movement, a Biafra movement, because then they were carrying placards to protest. The soldiers were using weapons against them. They were telling them, these Igbo men, if you introduce them to start using weapons, it will be very difficult for you. Like this propaganda some of these Southwesterners are doing. When Igbos start picking start using propaganda, start mastering the art of propaganda, they will run. They will run. So a Biafra in the hands and the minds and the consciousness of an Igbo man is something that, because an Igbo man is a go-getter. It's somebody that whatever he wants to do, he must achieve it, whether anyhow. So Biafra is sure, and is sure. And I believe that at the release of Nnamdi Kanu, Biafrans will see the light. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Christian Chiku. God bless you. Bye for now. Please don't forget to like, yes, and subscribe, and also share this program. Also comment. Don't forget. Thank you. Thank you very much.